Broadcasting to you from the 47th Annual Houston Indoor Fishing Show, you're watching the Wave Podcast, the show that brings you closer to everyone and everything on the water. Brought to you by Boaters List.
Boaters List.
With your host, Taylor Super Cool Cooley, the director of Good Times and Tan Lines. I'm here today with Dirty Martin Kroesche. He's the CEO and founder of Boaters List. Martin, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
There's nobody else I'd rather be with right now.
Well, likewise.
Are you ready to dive right in?
I am, but first I have something I need you to do for me, if you're okay with that.
Depends on what it is.
Well, I just realized that you're going to be super famous, and I know you'll probably forget about us. So I would like your autograph just before this goes any further.
On this paper?
Yes. Can you make a note on there, though? Like something. There you go. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have her autograph. Everybody knows. All right.
All right.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I'm glad. I'm always happy to help out my fans. What advice would you give to somebody wanting to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I would say pick something that's fun, that you enjoy, something that you're willing to work at hard, and that is the key to it, which is hard work, dedication, and time. You will not be successful if you don't do that, but most importantly, pick something that you really enjoy, that you'll want to do the rest of your life.
Passionate about.
Passion's everything.
And you're very passionate about Boaters List.
I am passionate about Boaters List. I think it's a great concept, and I think it provides a good service to our boating community.
Where did this concept come to life?
I was traveling extensively in 2018 and 2019, and we found it difficult to find service providers. I was traveling with Cody Williams, the co-founder of our company, and he had suggested that we develop or build out a site that connects everybody to everything on the water. So that's how it originally came together in about July of 2019.
Wow, how long did it take to get the site up and active? How much time went into this before it became real?
It was a lot of time. Actually, we started working on the concept in July of 2019. We started developing our software a year later, about August of 2020, and we weren't able to launch until May 28th of 2021 last year. So we've only been doing this about 9 months.
Wow, and in the last 9 months, what success have you seen come from Boaters List?
I'll tell you, we have been overwhelmed by the amount of people that have come to our site, that have been reaching out to us, and we've been overwhelmed by the positive response. It's a much needed site, and people are really, really seeing the benefit and the value, and we are pleased, couldn't be happier, and overwhelmed with the response.
What kind of culture exists in your organization, and how did you establish it?
I really strive for people to have a positive attitude. I think that attitude can overcome a lot of obstacles. Attitude, effort, energy are the really important focus. We have a great culture. We laugh a lot, we joke a lot, but when it comes time to getting work done, we get work done. We get down to business. And as you probably have experienced recently, we try not to take things too seriously, but we keep our eye on the ball and keep focused on accomplishing things that need to get accomplished. So.
In my time here at Boaters List, I feel like work hard, play hard would describe us perfectly.
And a good attitude. I like it when people come in happy and they're ready to work.
How did you first start building your Boaters List team?
Well, initially, Karina, who's currently our COO, and myself were working on a variety of different projects, and we started bouncing it back and forth. And we had another business that we sold. In that same time period, we were developing the software, and we brought on Teresa Leffler, who's our call center manager, to help us build out the site with respect to service providers. And then we went back to our resources, people that we knew and people that we worked with to develop our team.
When you were developing Boaters List, what were some of your initial marketing strategies, and how have they changed since?
We initially decided to launch at a billfish tournament, the Orange Beach Billfish Classic, in May of 2021, and we were focused on things that we knew. We call it staying in our lane. We knew fishing, and we loved fishing and the offshore aspect of it. So as we've grown now, we've seen this need is everywhere. So our marketing strategies are changing, developing into freshwater markets, fly fishing, and then of course all the water activities like paddleboarding and kayaking. So I think that as we continue to grow, we'll continue to modify our marketing strategy, making sure that we're reaching everybody. That's our goal.
Yeah, I feel like that has to be really, really important in this type of business.
It is, especially with the reach and what we're trying to accomplish. We want to bring everybody that loves the water, everybody that loves boating, we want to bring them into our community and provide connections for them where they can find things they want to do and places to do them.
So I'm sure you needed some capital to get this thing rolling. How did you raise funding?
Well, we initially decided that we were going to self-fund for a little while because it's much more difficult to sell a concept than to sell into a business. But my initial fundraising went something along like this. Hey, honey, I have an idea.
Ah, so Dr. Cindy's the one behind all this.
Oh, I don't know about behind all this, but she's certainly been behind me, and she's the one that's facilitated this as far as us getting it beyond concept into the current stage it's at now.
You better give a really nice shout out right now.
Hi, sweetie. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jackson. What has been your favorite part about being your own boss and starting your own businesses?
Probably my favorite part about being an entrepreneur and having our business is that you really determine your success. You determine the outcome. A lot of times when you work for somebody, you get locked into their program or what their goals are. As an entrepreneur, you set your own goals, and really your work and effort, determination are what's going to ultimately be your success.
Martin, in your own words, what does this summer's tagline, "Let's get wet," mean to you?
That's simple. Let's jump in the water, let's go swimming, let's be on paddleboards, kayaks, and let's go fishing and have a good time.
Have a good time and get some tan lines.
Have a good time and tan lines, certainly.
That's the most important part to me.
We all have to have goals, Taylor.
And mine are very easy to achieve. So you said in about 9 months it took you to grow Boaters List to its current size. What do you expect to happen with Boaters List in the next 12 months? With the new app coming out later this week, I know the whole team and crew is very, very excited about this app, but what are your goals and aspirations to come in the next year?
Well, my goals are to build this to the community that we want to see, which is everywhere. As far as what to expect, I don't know. It's been a roller coaster, and it's been a roller coaster in a good way. Again, the response has been overwhelming. We've seen 10 times the response that we thought we'd have. So what happens in the next 12 months, I have no idea. We're seeing exponential growth right now, and the excitement just continues to build. So it's crazy. I don't put my seatbelt on, right?
Yeah, all of us. Buckle up. We're in for a long ride, folks. The Wave is sponsored and brought to you by Boaters List. Boaters List is designed as a multifaceted resource for all things on the water and for all those who love to enjoy what it has to offer. From large yacht activities to paddleboarding on your local lake and all things in between. Boaters List will always strive to make it better on the water. So, as we mentioned earlier, we are launching the app later this week. What are some of your favorite features, and how do you think both service providers and users will be able to utilize all of the aspects of the app?
That's a great question. Thank you. We're all very excited about the app coming out. Our app is going to be very, very fast. It's going to be a pocket guide. People will be able to carry it around with them where they go. One of the unique features of the app is going to search service providers by location. So it'll give you literally 1 mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, exactly where the nearest service provider is. It'll do that from either your current location where you're sitting, or we'll be able to do that from the location that you select. So this is a very exciting development for us, and we couldn't be happier to have it coming out soon.
Well, Martin, I just graduated in December. I want to know what is the best advice you've ever been given, and see if I can maybe use that.
Sure. Well, so earlier you asked me about being an entrepreneur, but I think the same thing goes with respect to recent graduates. Is pick something you love. Pick a field that you want to do. If you go to work, you're going to be happy every day. And the other thing is be dedicated. I know that a lot of people claim that this generation has a sense of entitlement. Maybe there's truth to that, but pick what you want to do and then give it your all, 100%. And if that means working a little earlier, working a little later, doing those extra things, I'd say that's what my advice to you would be, is give it all you got to something that you really, really enjoy and are passionate about.
Well, I love coming to work with the Boaters List crew every day, and it's definitely a fun work environment. So every day when I go home, I'm like, I'm ready for tomorrow morning to annoy Martin again. Well, I heard you have the self-proclaimed name of the Dirty Martini. Are you shaken or stirred, and why?
I'm neither. Dirty Martini was a name that we used on our sport fishing team several years ago. We were fishing tournaments, and A few years back, I was no longer the Dirty Martini. However, it has made a recent comeback. Not anything to do with me. We like the name, we like the logo, and we are now using it on our boat. So.
Awesome, that's super exciting. Back to Boaters List. What do you think makes Boaters List so unique to this niche?
Our site truly is, and I said this earlier, is designed to build a community of people to make connections, and that's a unique force. A lot of people ask us, well, how do you make money? Our first goal is to let's build this community and get these people connected. But our service provider portal is interactive. The service providers can actually go in there and make edits. It's unlimited editing. They can change the message that they want people to see when they're searching. I think that's very unique. We also have a Boaters List verified program. What we found when we were doing research on the market before building the site was that a lot of sites had inaccurate data or outdated information. So our Boaters List verified program is free, but it ensures to our users that they're getting accurate data.
So with the verified program, it basically means I'm not going to be calling a fax machine on accident, right?
Yeah, you won't be calling a fax machine on accident. We actually have to have human contact. We have to talk to these people before they obtain the verified badging. And that way we know that the information users are finding in their search is accurate.
So within the Boaters List organization, it's all very personal with the users and service providers, it seems.
It is very personal. And the other thing we decided was, let's have people here that answer the phone. Let's make our customer support real support. You don't have to wait on hold. You don't have to hear a robot talk. It's live people answering the phone, and we pride ourselves on being available to our service providers and our users.
That's really great. I've personally had some struggles with getting in contact with people, and with what we have at Boaters List, I really haven't seen any flaws in the system we've got going. But I do need to give a shout out to Teresa for helping us get all these service providers set up and getting them on the web.
While we're doing that, why don't we give a shout out to everybody in the Boaters List crew,
yeah,
right?
let's give
We've had a hardworking, dedicated staff in our office in San Antonio, around Orange Beach, Alabama. Cody Williams, all of our folks have worked really, really hard to get us to this point. It's a team effort and it's a collaborative effort, and that's the basis of our site, which is collaboration. Let's bring everybody together.
Yes, for sure. And I also want to give a shout out to our call center folks. They're out there working hard every day, and we see y'all.
Yeah, thank you, call center. And then while we're at it, why don't we give a shout out to Joe Anthony and his group?
Yes, Joe Anthony.
Concept Digital Marketing. Those guys have done a fantastic job for us. We couldn't be happier with having them as our partners.
Yes, and I couldn't be happier with having them interview us here today. This wouldn't be possible without Joe Anthony.
All right, thank you, Joe Anthony.
To Joe. So I understand this is the first show of this year's season, right?
Well, no, it's not actually. We went to the Port of Cana Freeze Out, appropriately named the Freeze Out, and we were amazed. It was a great tournament. It had a huge turnout. There were around 240 fishermen in that tournament, and for some reason they were all wearing ski goggles. Well, now know why. Well, because I think those boats go 50 or 60 or 70 miles an hour, and it was probably 30 degrees when it left. So I think the ski goggles probably came in handy. But the Port of Cana Freeze Out was our first event this year. Really enjoyed it. Great group of people there. And then this is our second event.
What's going to happen later this season?
So after the Houston show, we have a little time. I believe there's Babes on the Bays coming up, which we'd like to participate, sponsor, and then we kick off our road tour. We'll be in Orange Beach, Alabama, in late May for the Mobile Big Game Fishing Club Billfish kickoff, and then we go from there to Biloxi, back to Orange Beach, and then to Pensacola. So it's going to be a really active and busy season. The Boaters List crew will be on the road, so make sure that if y'all are out and about and you see us, come stop and say hi. Ask us for a shirt or a cap. We'd love to give you one.
Martini, thank you again for joining us today. The show is now open, so we've got to get to work.
Sorry.
But everybody remember, Boaters List.
Everything is better on the water.
Make sure to join our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and follow our social media if you haven't already. Sponsor your marine business today on our website, www.boaterslist.com, with special promo code HOU2022 to receive special pricing during the fishing show.
Boaters List.